Hello and welcome to another edition of Pulp Picks. My name is Patrick.
I'm Fritz.
I'm Sarah.
And we're here to give you our comic book reading recommendations for the week. And let's start with you, Fritz.
So my pick this week is Dead Romans #1. It's a new kind of historical comic from Image. This one, I saw this going through like the new issues yesterday, and I have to check it out because the story here is about when the Romans, they crossed the Rhine into Germania, 3 legions into the Thunberg Forest, and spoiler, it does not go well for them. If that sounds familiar to anyone, that's the story of Herman the German. I'm from New Ulm here in Minnesota, so if you know anything about New Ulm, we've got our big Herman the German statue up there. So had to check this out. It's really good. The art, like we were talking about, like occasionally, like sometimes it's a little hard to tell, like when a new scene starts, who, like sometimes because it's very murky and moody. So occasionally like figuring out who's talking at first, but like outside of that, like it really sells the notion of like everyone's just kind of entrapped in this forest. Like it's just kind of like it's being crouched in on. Like I don't know. It sets the mood really well, and I don't know. I love it. It's kind of just at the start, just when the Romans get ambushed. So we haven't gotten to like where things really go south for them. But it's the main thrust of it is between Herman's like actual name Arminius and his lover, the slave Honora, and like their relationship. And she doesn't seem to know that he's involved with the whole betrayal of the Romans in here. So that's gonna probably not work out for them in the end.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. So it's a real strong start. I'm very excited to see how they kind of like flesh some of the stuff out as it goes. But yeah, as a New All-Might, always love to see our boy Herman.
I was really excited when I read the preview for this one because, you know, the historical comics, we don't get a ton of those.
Not a lot, no.
And it's a really interesting story, but it also lends itself really well for a very graphical depiction.
It's very cinematic in a lot because it's like one of the biggest defeats the Romans ever experienced in their entire existence as an empire.
And it's got, they hit some tones of shows that I like Rome. There's some of that in there, and kind of the way that the characters are interacting with each other. Last Kingdom, if you ever watched that, this reminds me quite a bit of the first couple seasons of Last Kingdom in particular.
Yeah, because that's the thing, like there's also like it's hinting at a lot of the intrigue because like he's united the German tribes, but they really don't want to be united for long. Like it's a matter of like how long can he hold this alliance together.
It's really interesting. I'm very excited to see where it goes. And they have a preview for the second issue at the back end of it.
Spoiler alert, it's going to keep going south for everyone.
Fantastic. Yeah. That's what we like.
Yep.
Well, speaking of things that we like, Sarah, what do you like this week?
All right. So I picked Batman One Bad Day, Ra's al Ghul. If you haven't been reading these, they're standalone stories about a variety of Batman's villains, and of course Batman appears within them, but the story themselves are more about the villains. So this one is all about Ra's al Ghul, who I've always found to be a very fascinating character. I think probably one of the reasons I like Batman so much is that his rogue gallery just has these fascinating backstories, and so many of them, like Ra's, have good intentions, even if the way that they do the things are not the best way to do them.
Yeah, he's very Dr. Doom-like in that he's like the DC equivalent, kind of, in that he believes in what he's doing. Yes. And he's going to do it regardless of what you think of it.
Yes, absolutely. And so this story is all about, of course, him trying to rid the planet of people who are essentially destroying Earth. And, of course, Batman has to stop him along the way. And I think I love the fascinating dynamic too whenever you get Damien involved, because poor Damien's then torn between his grandfather and his father, and who does he help, and all of that. So it's a beautiful story, just about this. What can, I mean, it makes you think, like, what can we do to make the Earth a better place, which I think is an important conversation piece. And I think that's one of the things I love so much about comics, is that we can have these larger scale conversations that are important through the means of, these fictionalized people.
Yeah, you can have a really nuanced discussion about something by reading.
Yes,
people
absolutely.
taking different sides.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it definitely doesn't hit you over the head with it or anything, but it's just very clear. I think Tom Taylor did a really nice job with this story.
The art by Ivan Rice is just gorgeous.
It's beautiful. Yeah, it's...
And like everything he draws is great.
Yeah, I don't want to spoil anything. There was a picture I wanted to show, but I forgot to look before we started the video, so never mind. But you should pick it up, and then you can see the art for yourself. But Fritz is right; it's beautiful. So
Fritz and I were talking yesterday with Ra's al Ghul and Poison Ivy. Have they ever teamed up to be
like they're the two eco-terrorist villains? Like you think,
have they ever teamed up to try to?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
I'm
Right?
not sure that they have.
I couldn't come up with an
do it,
instance.
DC. Do
Yeah,
it.
or if it has happened, viewers,
Let us know.
leave us a comment
I'll
so
check
that we
that
can
out.
go back and
Hey,
look.
angry YouTube comments.
Yes, but, surprisingly, we get very little of those. Turns out people have to watch your videos and leave angry comments. All right. Well, thank you. Switching from green to blue, I went with Blue Book number 2. And this week there were so many good indie books to choose from. I honestly barely even delved into Marvel or DC at all yet. I read Swamp Thing Green Hell, which was excellent. That wrapped up that story. And then Dead Romans was also on my list. And I figured that I'd let it go to the guy named Fritz since it's about German people. But Blue Book is, we were talking, this is about, it's playing off of an actual abduction story, is our understanding. And I don't know, there's just something, Tinian is sometimes a story that is so simple and so direct, where this is mostly about a husband and wife interacting with each other through an extraordinary experience and then after an extraordinary experience. The art is simple and straightforward, but it has feeling and depth and tone. This is a very much a less is more kind of story, and I love that kind of stuff. And I really don't know where they're going with this, but yeah, it's a UFO abduction story. And then there's a super weird story in the end that doesn't seem to have anything to do with it about green children that are not aliens so far as I can tell. So I don't know what's going on, but I'm really liking it. It sounds kind of like my life, actually. So I don't know what's going on, but I really like it. But this is excellent. And I don't remember, do we have copies of? No, I think we've got a couple copies.
I think
of
we've got
one
some
hanging
of
around
number
yet.
one.
Yeah. So if you didn't get number 1, you're not necessarily out of luck just yet. So hurry in and pick this up and pick up all of these and pick up every one of these. That would be great too. So we'll be back next week doing more videos. Be sure to like and subscribe. Follow our social media. Those links will be at the bottom, and check out our website. We've got recent comics, graphic novels, toys, all that kind of stuff available for you to purchase online or stop in at the store. That's we like to see everybody and chat with you and hear what you think of everything. And if you can't make it in, leave a comment and then let us know what you like this week. And we'll see you next time. Take care, everybody.
Something je ne sais quoi.
Yeah.